Hi, this is Natalie Partington, and I am recording my Lesson 1 group problems assignment. So this took me a while to finish, I think, and so I made a reference chart when I was going through this that I used, that I'll show you. So this is just like the numbers of chromosomes and chromatids in humans, and I use that as a reference to do the other problems. Anyway, so for the first problem, I'm hoping I got this right. I realized a couple times that I put weird numbers, so some of them I redid. Maybe 4 times, hopefully. I don't think I did more than that. Anyway, so for question 1, it says, suppose you perform the following cross, and I won't read it, but it says, assume that all these genes undergo independent assortment. So for A, I got 1 out of 128 will be expected to have the genotype listed, and I did that by looking at the probability of like, if you had 2 heterozygotes, then you'd have a 50% chance of getting another heterozygote, and then 25% of homozygous dominant and 25% homozygous recessive. And so then, you know, I would multiply this first one by 1/2 times 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/2 times 1/2. And that's how I did all these problems. So for B, I got 1 over 256. And I'll just show you if I figure this out. Anyway. And then C, none of the offspring could have that type since the parents couldn't pass on genes they didn't have. And then D, I got 1 over 32. For problem 2, I'll just read it as with the blanks that I filled in. So it said, paired homologous chromosomes are sometimes called sister chromatids or a tetrad, which could also be a bivalent, I believe. B, the structure that connects a centromere to the microtubules of the meiotic spindle is called a kinetochore. C, a diploid fruit fly has 4 pairs of chromosomes. A fruit fly cell in prophase has 16 sister chromatids, while a fruit fly in metaphase 2 has 8 sister chromatids. For D, a test cross is a type of genetic cross. E, a non-functional allele is sometimes called a amorphic allele or a null allele, and then a partially functional one would be called a hypomorphic allele. For F, I wasn't really sure. I was having a hard time really distinguishing Mendel's laws in relation to a single trait versus 2 traits, but I put Mendel's law of independent assortment involves 2 traits, and Mendel's law of segregation involves a single trait. Then for number 3, I don't really want to say all the possible homologous chromosome arrangements, but I did draw it all out, I think. And so I got this, and then I didn't actually write out the maternal homozygous dominant combinations, but it would be the same as the one that originates from the paternal side. Anyway, so I got 21 total possibilities. Hopefully that is at least in the ballpark there. And then for B, I'll just show you this one. So let's see. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I got there. And because I wasn't including whether or not the dominant T came from the paternal or maternal side, since it would result in the same genotype and phenotype, I didn't include those possibilities. So I think I got 5 different options there. Then C, I said 12 sister chromatids. D, I got 3 pairs. For number 4, I said there are 32 chromosomes present for A. Then for B, I said 16, C 64, D, I said 32, E, I said 16. And then for 5, I think this was similar to what the first problem was like, and so I did it the same way basically. So A, I got 9 64ths, or about 14%. B, I got 1/32. C, 1/16. And then D, I got 1/64. So again, here's kind of my work there. And that was the first assignment.